boy. I hope there's more than 13 drivers. I really do hope that. Oh boy. Weather overcast. Cone house, torch, safety car, property, safety for Brennan. Oh, well, that's awfully disappointing to see. If this race is indeed going ahead, as a couple more drivers are starting to ready up. 13 drivers, rather disappointing that. Penalties and private, fantastic. 13 drivers. seems everyone's getting ready. That's very, very disappointing to see. Only 13 drivers making it out of the 15 who said they would. Oh well. On we go, regardless, for the 6th round of the Formula 2 Championship here at the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. A track length of 5.9 kilometers with a grand total of 18 of the most historical corners in the world of Formula 1. This former RAF airfield has turned into one of the few, very few gems within the Formula 1 calendar, sort of alongside the likes of Spa and Monza in terms of historical value. As we go on to one-shot qualifying, one lap, that's all you've got in order to decide where you will start in the feature race here at Silverstone. Now, to pick a driver who we will actually look on board with for quali. Probably Dougie. It is his home race. After doing a brilliant commentary stint with me in Japan, he's now here at Silverstone in the F2 car, leading the championship only by 6 points to Todster 99, a very close championship between those two. We're right on board with him. Into turn 1, Avi. This track has got a lot of corner names. I'll try and go through all of them for you. Village, turn 3, into the loop. Nice and gentle. Into Aintree, named of course after the only other circuit to have hosted the British Grand Prix. Down to Wellington, straight into Brooklands. Very good, nice and gentle, into Luffield. Very late Ital. Retiring from the session there, lucky mate. Must have swung out. Into Woodcote, onto the old pit straight. Then to Copse Corner. In an F1 car this is flat out, not in an F2 car. Very nice line there by Toby Falcons. Now into Maggots and Beckett's, legendary part of the circuit. Then into Chapel, on to the Hangar Straight, full throttle. As it seemed, Schmidt was in P1 for a while, he must have had a spin coming out of Chapel there, maybe through Maggots and Beckett's. Into Stowe. Now onto the new pitch straight, just after the chicane and club corner. Bit of lag there. But a fine lap by Dougie Falcons. 1 minute 40.3. P1 for our championship leader. And a fine lap indeed. 3/10 quicker than P2, which is Crofted in the Sauber junior team there. Hooter Magic P3, Todster P4, Schmidt, who was in P1 for a little while, but then dropped down to P5. Safety Car P6, Rizzy P7, Breno P8, Semi-Pro P9, Conehouse P10, Phil MC in P11, Papa G P12, and very lazy tail getting disqualified in that lap. Will start at the back of the grid in P13. Very unfortunate that only 13 drivers could make it. This might be a boring race, unfortunately. But then again, I said the same thing about France, and well, in France it was the exact opposite, so have to keep the hopes up. As we go on to start the feature race. Eventually. Alrighty, as we go on to start the feature race, 15 laps of this legendary circuit. I'll go through the grid for you once again. So Dougie Falcons will start on pole, a 1 minute 40.3, 3/10 quicker than Corrupted in P2, a fine lap from him, with his teammate Hooter Magic in P3. Toddster will start P4, the only rival so far for Dougie Falcons in the championship, just 6 points behind Dougie. Schmidt P5, Safety Car P6, Rizzy Rick P7, Breno P8, Semi-Pro P9. Rounding out the top 10 is Conehouse, Phil MC P11, Papa G P12. Very lazy tail after getting disqualified in the one-shot qualifying, will start at the back of the grid in P13. Hopefully we might see some good racing. It will probably be in one big group rather than 2 or 3 battles going on at the same time. There's just not enough drivers for that to happen. Have a look at what tyres everyone has. So Dougie Falcons is starting on the hard compound. Crafted all the way down to Safety Car will start on the soft compound. Rizzy, Rick and Breno and Semi-Pro on the hards. Conehouse, the last of the soft starters. Off the tyre gives far superior traction off the line. And Phil, Papa G and Lazy Tail all on the hard compound tyre. They're probably going to fight towards the end of the race, try and make as they can. Nice light with the better tyre and better track conditions. They want to make full advantage of them. But Dougie might get taken at the line, at the start on the harder tyre. Everyone else behind him, all the way down to P6, is on the soft tyre. Typically they give the better starts. Hopefully we can get a better shot of the start grid here. Oh no. Here we go. Here at Silverstone, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go for round 6 in the Formula 2 Championship. Everyone seems to have gotten quite a nice start. But more importantly, no one has seemed to have gotten a bad one either, as drivers run wide into turn 1. That is to be expected here. There is a collision. Yellow flags. As Phil and Rizzy Rick coming together there at the loop. Dropping down a few places there for those two. We'll come back to the front. We've got this small little pack here. Dougie hasn't pulled away, and Corrupted, he's trying to find a way past. Dougie gets a massive tank slapper. Corrupted, he's going to have a look around the outside into Cop's Corner. He's not going to get it done though. Toddster might have a look. It's not exactly a passing zone here. Not many passing opportunities on the track, except for the DRS zones and potentially turn 3 at the village. Onto the Hangar Straight. Look at this battle train. All the way down to Schmidt in P5. They're scrambling all over the circuit, trying to find a way past. Crofted, he's going to have a look around the outside into the chicane. If he hangs it there, he will have him down the inside. Into Club Corner. And Crofted pushes him out wide. He lets him back through though. That's clean racing. Clean and fair racing. No damage. Schmidt, he jumps a position into P4, overtaking Hooter Magic. Oh, and I believe there was a bit of contact there. Doesn't appear to be any damage though, as he jumps up into P3. So Corrupted takes the lead then. He's got a half-second margin already on Dougie Falcons. And Schmidt looks up the inside into Brooklands, and he makes it very, very easy there. Look at this battle pack. Fantastic to see. Look at him all over the circuit. Absolutely brilliant. Toddster will look down the inside into Cop's corner. He won't get it done though. Dougie fighting valiantly with those high compound tyres. Might be regretting this decision. Or at the very least is trying to make it interesting. Schmidt, he starts to pull a 1 second lead over Dougie, but Corrupted almost a 1 second margin back to Schmidt. The Corrupted clearly has got pace in that car. Also, you might have a look here. Not quite, he's not far enough up the inside of Dougie to get the job done. Into Club corner, and he gets a massive slide Toadster. He'll lose a position because of that. Who's a Magic up the inside. Will Toddster have a... No, he's backed off a bit there. As Rizzy Rick sets the fastest lap of the race on the hard tyre. After having contact on lap 1, he's now all the way out the back of the grid. Very unfortunate for him. So the biggest gainer out of that, very lazy tail, up 5 positions from last place on the grid after being DSQ'd. He's up semi-pro position. Shifted up 1. Biggest losers of that. Aussie Rizzy Rick and safety car down 7 positions. I wouldn't be too surprised if he blames me on that, but I've said nothing about him, so he can't use it against me. No commentator cursed. Well, not yet anyway. We'll go back to the tyres. So Schmidt, he's down 1.3 seconds. It was 1.4 to Corrupted. Dougie's out of DRS range as well. Boots Magic in the slipstream with DRS. Big gains up the straight. He gained about 0.2 of a second on that straight to left slipstream. Toddster in behind, just half a second behind. Breno's within DRS range and on the harder compound. I think he'll be just looking to stay in behind Toddster. If he starts getting into a battle with him, if he does indeed have car pace, he'll just lose him a lot of time. Stay in DRS, try and maximise what you've got. Fighting for position. As we look through this very useless camera shot. I mean, what is this camera shot? I mean, seriously, it's a whole quarter of the television is blocked by a massive Pirelli tyre. Absolutely useless, that is. As we might have a look further down the field. Very Lazy Tail has indeed lost a position to Conehouse. Still a great start from him. Papa G under attack from Aussie Rizzy Rick. You have to be a brave man to attack here at Cop's corner. Does he feel brave? Down the inside. Papa G running wide at Cop's corner, trying to give room to Rizzy Rick, knowing full well he's down the inside. Trying not to make contact. Semi-pro, 3 second time penalty, multiple warnings there. This track is... it's not horrible for corner cutting, but it is possible, particularly through Maggots and Beckett's. Just getting the wrong rhythm through Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel. Particularly... oh my word! Very Lazy Tail, what happened to you, mate? On the straightaway, just reset. So after 3 laps, safety car comes into pit. Hoots and Magic and Schmidt as well, coming onto the hard compound. About 4 laps on the softs, so they're going to do 11 on the hards. It's a very lazy turn. So Corrupted leads with a big margin to Dougie Falcons, and something has happened to Toddster. Losing a heap of time there. He was in second place and had about a second margin to Dougie. Breno and oh my word, Semi-Pro. Running wide there at turn 7. Luffield. Not very good for him. He was in a nice comfortable position behind his teammate. As Conehouse is now putting Semi-Pro under attack. The grippier tyre coming through Maggots and Beckett's. Gets a poor run into Chapel, however. Those softer compound tyres might start wearing off quite a bit now. We'll have a look at Corrupted. He does indeed come in and gets a 5-second penalty in the process. I said it's very easy. It's not too bad when it comes to cutting corners, but getting that pin to entry wrong is so easy to do, as Conehouse does exactly that. A 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but he is going to be absolutely furious with himself. Corrupted had a healthy lead, and it is so easy to do here at Silverstone. 60 km/h speed limit, coming through an almost flat out corner. Very unlucky for him, so that's a major setback for the Sauber junior driver. So Dougie Scott now has taken the lead. A 6.3 second margin back to Breno, and a further 3 seconds behind Breno is his teammate Semi-Pro. And Rizzy Rick, having started horribly with that contact on the first lap, now up into P4, just 1.5 seconds behind Semi-Pro. Phil now in P5, very lazy towel. From 13th is up to 6th, but this is all just provisionally, of course. Expect these guys in at about lap 10 or 11. So, the leader. The highest placed car with fresh tyres is of course Corrupted. 28.8 seconds behind. Going to have to keep an eye on that gap. See how much Corrupted can close the gap. He did have about a 2.5 second margin. He needs to add an extra 2.5 seconds in time in order to make a 5-second gap back to Dougie. But at the end of the race, Dougie will have the soft compound tyre, so he'll be absolutely electric at the end of the race. Aussie Rizzy Rick is now closing in on Semi-Pro. He takes a very awkward line through the loop. Hoots and Magic, a 3-second time penalty there. Just a quick update, Corrupted's gap is now 29.3 seconds. It has opened up. It hasn't closed at all. So this isn't looking good for Corrupted at the moment. He's not quite stuck in traffic, he's sort of by himself. As Rizzy Rick, he's going to have a look down the inside of Cops, potentially. No, he'll back out of it. Semi-Pro misses all the apexes in the world there. Leaves himself vulnerable, but luckily he's into the Maggots and Beckett section. It's almost impossible to overtake here. It's just about finding a rhythm and getting a good exit onto the Wellington straight. But Rizzy Rick gets a superb exit with DRS and slipstream. I think this will be a very easy positions change here. Rizzy Rick onto the podium. Semi-Pro tries to cover, but I believe it's kind of... almost no need to do that. With slipstream and DRS, it's an easy overtake. What Semi-Pro needs to do now is just sit in behind Aussie Rizzy Rick. He's on a charge at the moment. We'll have a look further back. Just a quick look at the position changes. Crafted fastest lap. Okay, so we started from 11th place up to 6th. Again, this is only provisionally. Seems that everyone is by themselves. No real battles going on, except for a battle for 10th place between Hooter Magic and Toddster, both on relatively fresh hard compound tyres. Hooter Magic does have DRS and is closing in. Now Corrupted and Papa G, they're starting to get into a fight as well. Corrupted with superior tyres, laps like younger hard tyres. You can see Corrupted using all the track there at Cops. And look at the run he gets out of Cop corner into Maggots and Beckett's and has taken 7th place from Papa G. Papa G not liking this at the moment. He doesn't have a lot of grip. You can see that through Chapel. Absolutely no grip whatsoever. As Schmidt invites himself to the party. He might have a look. Oh, with the dirt. Oh my word! That was a bit unnecessary from Schmidt, running wide and still trying to pass. Just better off backing out of that. He put himself into a race-ending position, a possible race-ending position. Safety car, a 3-second time penalty. It's not looking good for him at the moment. But Schmidt desperately trying to get past Papa G. He's losing time every single second he spends behind him. As Corrupted is now launching an attack on Very Lazy Town. He too has to be gaining as much time as possible to Dougie Falcons. With that 5-second penalty of his, he might put at risk his race win, potential race win. As, oh my word, Schmidt, sorry. What on earth happened there? Coming out of Luffield on the gravel. Now Toddster right up the back of Papa G. Papa G running wide there. Toddster around the outside. Oh my word. At the moment Papa G is just a mobile chicane at the moment. He's got absolutely no grip on those hard tyres. Schmidt will have DRS. This should be a fairly easy pass. But Papa G has got DRS as well from Toddster. The job done. Through Stowe. But Papa G gets a fairly good... 5-second penalty for Papa G, exceeding track limits. What on earth? You don't want to go backwards, buddy. The game will disqualify you. As we saw that in Japan. A few drivers did that during qualifying as Rizzy Rick, Phil MC and the Very Lazy Tail all come in for soft compound tyres. Hoping to do 5 laps on these tyres. They'll be lightning quick towards the end of this race. Rizzy Rick the best positioned out of all of these drivers. Surprising to see Dougie Falcon still out there. Still building a gap to Breno. Now up to 8 seconds. And a further 8 seconds back is his teammate, Semi-Pro. Very Lazy Tail retiring from the session there. What on earth happened? Something happened within Sector 1. as Dougie Falcons comes in for his stop. Nice and safe into the pit lane. He doesn't want to do what Corrupted did. Very easy to miss your mark at that pit entry. I've done it so many times. As Breno comes around, he's going to do another lap, try and prolong the life of these tyres. What about his teammate? His teammate comes in. I think that's a fairly good call from Semi-Pro. I'm not sure whether Semi-Pro reacted instinctively, but you don't want both drivers coming in at the same time. There's a few drivers get 3-second penalties there. So the gap was about 2.5 seconds between Corrupted and Dougie Falcons. It's now only 1.8, and Dougie's on the fresher tyres, and with that 5-second penalty, Corrupted needs to do the drive of the century in order to pull this off, because I don't think Dougie will be making too many mistakes anytime soon. Toddster's in this as well. He's only 1.1 seconds behind Dougie. He may bring himself into this fight. Leader Breno coming onto the hanger straight now into Stowe. I believe he will be boxing this lap. I don't think he would want to stay out any longer than he needs to on those tyres. He'll have the freshest soft compound tyres out of anyone in the field. Nice and on the mark, sir. Nice and safe. So, now the pit shenanigans are over. Semi-Pro has retired from the session. I don't think we see anything from Papa G, unfortunately. And, oh my word! Disqualified for going the wrong way. Where on earth is he? He's at Maggots and Beckett's. And that's... who is that pulling up in front of him? Is that Semi-Pro? I believe it must have been. Just choosing to retire the car. We've got this beautiful little battle here for 8th place. But probably that shouldn't be the battle we'll be looking at. It's this one here for first. Corrupted on 6-lap old hards. Dougie on fresh 1-lap soft tyres. It's a very one-sided battle for Corrupted at the moment. I didn't do anything. Alright, I even said that. I didn't do anything. So you can shut up, alright? I didn't talk anything positive or negative about... I didn't say anything about you. You're too busy languishing in 13th, mate. So that's your fault. Anyway, back to the race. Down the inside. An easy move there. So, oh, never mind. A bit of a slide there. No, he hangs on. So, where will he fall to? So he'll have 5 seconds added to his name, so he'll fall to 4th place, sorry, by the end of this, unless of course something happens. And he'll have Toddster and Schmidt, who are charging. It is only 3 laps to go. Excuse me, but anything can happen. The battle for 8th is still continuing. Phil on the supremely fresher, softer tyre. still struggling to attack Conehouse in P8. Rizzy Rick within DRS range of Breno. Hopefully there might be a good battle between these two towards the end. As Breno runs wide, coming out of Cops. Phil, he's gained massively in this second sector. I suspect he'll gain massively through here as well. Asking a lot from the aero and from the tyres, through Maggots and Beckett's. See that, look at the amount of ground you can make up. He'll have DRS, he'll have the slipstream. He's gaining a lot of momentum. You'll have to look around the outside. Beautiful racing from these two. But Phil can't quite get it done. Coming through the chicane now. He's running out of time to get this done. And if he does indeed take 8th, he'll start on pole position for the sprint race. Let's not forget that. So this is a pretty crucial position for Phil to be in. And it seems it's the only one of importance because nobody else seems to be in a battle. They're all in their little world at the moment. Let's see what Phil can do. Coming onto the Wellington straight. Into Brooklands. Will he have it? No, not quite. Into Luffield. You can just see Phil's just... Oh! What happened there? As I was saying, Phil's just a little bit quicker everywhere at the moment. Coming through Cox Corner, using all the curb, will be superiorly quicker here. Conehouse a 3-second time penalty. That might be the final nail in the coffin. Conehouse. You'll have to build a 3-second margin if Phil doesn't have any penalties, and I don't think he has. I haven't seen any with his name attached to it. I'll just quickly check. My word. It doesn't really appear to be. So he looks good. If he can keep this up, he'll get 8th. He won't quite have a look, he's not far enough up the inside. He can't quite get the drive out of the corners that he should get. This is the last lap of the race, so it's all or nothing here. If Phil can pull this off, he will be starting on pole for the sprint race. But if Conehouse can successfully defend, he'll come from pole. We should look on to the leaders, really. Oh, but I don't want to look away from the battle. I want to congratulate the leaders, but... so intense. Alright, there's a bit of a margin. I can congratulate these guys now. Is it really out of the ordinary? Not really. A very, very talented driver. And Dougie Falcons will win the feature race here at his home Grand Prix at Silverstone. Crofted provisionally P2, now P3, and will stay P3. Schmidt down to 5th place, got a few penalties there for him. Breno will pick up P4. Aussie Ridgy Rick, having started fairly poorly with that contact on the first lap, will finish 6th, a very fine drive from him. He'll start from 3rd on the grid. Hooter Magic P7, and Phil, after the penalties, will start P8 from Conehouse, who seem to have picked up about Two worse of 6-second penalties there. And we just have to wait for Papa G. An okay race. It was. Few battles here and there. I mean, it wasn't France level battles, but it was a good race nonetheless. He'll come around now through Club Corner. Finish P10. Well, here are your top three. Is it real? It's not expected, is it? It's not unexpected, is what I meant to say. Dougie Falcons wins again and further enhances his lead over Toddster in the championship. So, with Dougie Falcons winning and with the fastest lap of the race by quite, 42.2, so only just, he'll score the full bag of points of 27 points. Toddster P2, Corrupted P3, Breno P4, Schmidt P5, Aussie Rizzy Rick P6, Hooter Magic P7. Phil will start on pole for the sprint race, but he finishes the feature race in P8, Conehouse P9, Papa G P10, and the three preceding drivers, semi-pro, very lazy towel, and safety car, all retired. DNF'd or DSQ'd for safety car after driving the wrong way on the circuit. And now on to the sprint race. Still dry conditions. Doesn't appear to be no cloudy conditions, so don't expect any sort of chaos towards the end of the race with the rain coming down. I don't think it will. Just waiting on Schmidt. For whatever reason, he's taking his time. Alrighty. Now on to our formation lap. Just 11 laps. Should be an easy no stop on the hard tyre. So, with the reverse grid, Phil MC will start on pole position with Hooter Magic P2, Aussie Rizzy Rick P3, Schmidt P4, Breno P5, Corrupted P6, Toddster P7, and Dougie Falcons, with all the work to do once again, will start in P8, Conehouse P9, Papa G P10, and hopefully for semi-pro, lazy towel and safety car they can have a better race after being DSQ'd or did not finish result for those three drivers. Hopefully they can score at least a few points. Hopefully this will be a bit more of an interesting race, especially with the reverse grid. Not sure about Phil, but definitely Hooter Magic, Rizzy Rick and Schmidt all have really good pace. Especially Schmidt, he demonstrated that in qualifying. He was the fastest all the way through the lap after making a mistake somewhere in the second sector. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it on the stream. But I'm certain he'll make use of his higher starting position compared to his rivals, such as Corrupted, Toddster, and of course Dougie Falcons. Drivers are coming around now. car, the last car in the queue. Phil Magic, for whatever reason, is now behind Cooter Magic. Who are the two cars there? Papa G and Conehouse. Teammates. Took each other out in the formation lap. Oh, fantastic. That's the camera view that we want to have. That we want to see. No! No, it's not. For goodness sake. And it's lights out. For whatever reason. Oh, well, crap. Oh well. Hooter Magic gets a fantastic start. As everyone gets through turn 1 quite nicely. Phil's lost 2 positions to Rizzy Rig and Hooter Magic. I believe Smith might have a look down the inside of these guys. Everyone's still keeping it clean. No one taken out quite just yet. But Phil, biggest loser out of that, down 3 places already. As a couple of cars run wide, I believe that's Papa G in the background. Bit of a lock up there from one of the drivers in that pack. Now coming through Luffield. But we do have yellows. Must have been a game glitching out just a little bit there. Look at them all squirm on the straight. It's absolutely fantastic. Coming through Stowe now, Cops Corner. The corner names on this track. Oh, I always get confused. Of course, not when maggots and baggots are quite easy to work out, but every other damn corner. Oh, always getting confused with something. Phil is now under attack from Corrupted. This is not the start he would have wished for. He's now down 6 places from where he started. Very unfortunate start for him. So after the first lap, Rizzy now coming into club corner. He's got a fair margin as well. Will lead the way in first place. Up 2 positions from P3, Rutamagic P2, Schmidt P3, Preno P4, Dougie Falcons up 3 positions up into P5. He's probably the guy to look at throughout this race. He'll be charging his way through the field. Corrupted in P6, Phil in P7 as he runs wide there at the loop. Safety car gets away and he gets the job done. Absolutely fantastic move there, taking advantage of the situation. As Konas, he'll look for a way pass as well as Semi-Pro, very late on the brakes, almost glides into the back of Conehouse as he spins out of Brooklands. He'd be absolutely furious with himself. He's out there with his teammate in 13th and 12th respectively. Very bad start for those two. We'll head back up to the leading group as we got this beautiful battle. Got Brennan and Doug waiting for P4. Corrupted and safety car, it appears to be. No, it's not. Sorry, Corrupted and Dougie Falcons fighting with Brennan. My goodness me, it's all happening at once. Coming into Stowe, around the outside. There's no way he's going to get... He does get it done. Wow, what a move. Gets a great run out of Chapel and a beautiful run out of Stowe, and he gets the job done. Corrupted now up into P5. Breno loses his place. Rizzy Rex sets the fastest lap of the race. It's all happening, people. DRS now enabled. This might spice things up a bit. Very nice shot there. As Papa G already 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Schmidt has closed in within a second of Rizzy. Same with Hooter Magic and Dougie Falcons. After only just 3 laps, he's already made 4 bloody places. Jesus Christ, is this guy OP or what? He is truly Martin Brundle, 100%. Legendary Martin Brundle. Overtaking people like the god he is. Corrupted in P5, Breno P6. Safety car still in the race in P7. Phil, biggest loser for sure. Now into P8, losing 7 positions there. Toddster, it seems that he's lost out as well. Position change. Yes, he has. He's lost 2 positions there from the start. He's going to have a look around the outside, onto the Wellington straight, into Stowe. Both of them have DRS. Very clean racing between those two. So now up into P8. Safety car, the biggest winner for sure. Up 6 positions after starting last. Oh, don't you dare! What a save from safety car. Please don't crash. Just don't crash. For me, don't crash. As Dougie Falcons, he's now putting Hooter Magic under a lot of pressure here. He's right up the gearbox of Hooter Magic. He's got DRS. He's going to have a look up the inside into Brooklyn so Hooter doesn't cover. He doesn't. This should be an easy move. And it is. Now up into P3. Hooter trying to get the switch back. It's not going to work here at Luffield. Now onto the old pit straight. Schmidt within half a second of Rick. A nice battle for the lead. So we've got a battle for the lead, a battle for third between 4 different drivers. We've got Falcons, Hooter Magic, Corrupted and Breno all within a second margin of each other. Safety car is the next car in line. He's 2 seconds back, but he's got Toddster right up his rear wing. We seem to have a few battles elsewhere as well. Semi-Pro is now trying to attack Phil. He does indeed have DRS. Will he have a look here at the chicane? Not quite. Safety car defends well. Defends quite well. We'll have a look back towards the leading 2. Leading Schmidt and Rick. Now we've got Sector 3 yellow flags, and it appears to be Semi-Pro. He has lost his front wing. It's very and he has retired from the session. That's very, very unfortunate for him. That will be a no points round for Semi-Pro. Very unfortunate to see. We'll head. Here's the leading group. Schmidt really closing in on Red. He might have a go on the hanger straight going into Stowe. Dougie's closing in, but rather more importantly, he's pulling away from Hooter Magic, so you won't have anyone behind him attacking him. Oh, as Corrupted almost losing at Cops Corner. Breno now smelling the opportunity to take 5th place. Very lazy tail. A 3-second time penalty for him. It's not been a very fluid weekend so far. As look at they're all punching up, all trying to get as much slipstream as possible. Hooter Magic now falling towards his teammate a bit, out of DRS range. Rick still holding on to P1. But Schmidt getting ever so closer. We're getting a full run out of Club Corner. Now half a second back. He was 3/10 as Corruptor gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Life between 3 cars. Nice little battle pack. Not quite fighting each other as of yet. Nice aerial shot there, looking down onto the Wellington Strait, into Brooklands. Absolutely beautiful shot of the circuit. Onto the old pit straight. Still line astern, no one really getting massive gains at the moment. With everyone being on the same tyre, there's no strategy involved. There's no gambling to undercut or overcut, this is just raw pace. And at the moment these two are showing really good pace. Dougie hasn't closed in too much. I think Schmidt will have a go down the inside. Oh, ghosting there. Rizzy Rick runs as Dougie Falcons now takes second place away from Rizzy Rick. He will be absolutely furious about that. Not quite sure what happened there. Ghosted for a bit and run wide coming through Stowe. He'll be absolutely furious. Dougie is now within a second of Schmidt. It's going to be an almighty task for Schmidt to hold off Dougie Falcons, especially here at his home race at Silverstone. We'll have a look at this battle for fourth. It's still going on. None of them are really attacking each other at the moment. They're all sort of neutralised as safety car gets a 3-second time penalty. These engines actually sound alright, don't they? Sound a lot better than those vacuum cleaners that Formula 1 use. As Rizzy Rick, he's within DRS range of Dougie Falcon, so he might just hang on to the back of these two. I don't think he's quite out of it yet. But Dougie definitely going to be putting on a lot of pressure to Schmidt. He'll have DRS, he will have the slipstream. Not a lot that Schmidt can do about it. Look at that, 4/10. Now, it was half a second, then it went down to 4/10. That's how much you gain with the DRS and with the slipstream with pretty much equal cars. It is a massive boost to have, and he's now right up the gearbox of the Arden, and he'll have 4 laps to try and hold him off as Dougie Falcons proceeds to set the fastest lap of the race. As the battle for fourth is still going on, still haven't quite closed on each other. Hopefully they will towards the end of the race. We'll have a look, back look to the lead. Dougie gets a run, has a look down the inside. We'll get the move done for now, but Schmidt has the inside into Luffield. It's the preferred line. But Dougie, he's going to try and hold on around the outside. He'll get this better exit. Oh, this is Bottas and Hamilton all over again. Absolutely fantastic. And Schmidt will hold on. Good racing between those two. And it brings Rizzy into this. He's there, he's there in this nice comfy lounge chair with popcorn, just watching the show. He's going to pick them off if these two aren't careful. Absolutely great racing. Dougie will get DRS. We're right on board with Rizzy. We'll look from his perspective. Schmidt has the inside line. Is that game over for Schmidt? Not quite. Oh. Bit of a lock up there from Rizzy. Now Dougie up 7 places after 9 laps. 8 completed laps, and he's made 7 places. Oh jeez. As Hooter Magic and Breno now starts to get into a fight as Breno runs wide out of turn 1, loses a whole heap of momentum. He now falls back into the clutches of Todster, who needs to score every point possible. With Dougie Falcons in the lead, it's looking like a clean sweep for the Brit. That's if Schmidt has anything to say about it. That's Phil to rub it in. 3-second time penalty for him. But what was a battle for 4th, now it turned into a small battle for 1st. If it does indeed work out, Schmidt, he's not giving up on this. He has closed the gap slightly. Through Maggots and Baggots now. If he can get a good run here through Chapel, put Dougie under some pressure. He will have DRS, he has the slipstream. What does Dougie do? Does he defend? No, he doesn't. He sticks to the racing line. Schmidt and Dougie, side by side through Stowe, coming into the chicane. These guys will not yield. Schmidt around the outside. If he can hold it, he can't hold it. He would have had the inside into club. He couldn't quite hold on to it. As he now falls back into the clutches of Rizzy Rick, what does he want to do? Does he want to let Schmidt attack Dougie and bring both of them closer to him? Or does he want to attack Schmidt now and try and get second place? All the psychological games that these guys are playing. And that's just corrupted in the background. Absolutely fantastic. Breno now 4 seconds behind Crockett. He's now having a battle with Todster, and Hooter Magic's involved in this as well. Look at them squirming all over the racetrack, trying to break the slipstream. Into Brooklands, now into Luffield. Absolutely fantastic. So we got a battle for P5, we got a battle for P1, and a battle for P3. It's all happening. It's France all over again. And I don't know which one to look at. I suppose this one has the most amount of importance. So I should watch this one. Through Maggots and Beckett's crafted a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Schmidt will have DRS. He has a slipstream. Nowhere near close enough. He needs to make this lap count. Uses all the road there. Trying to use every inch of track to try and catch up to Dougie, who has, let's be honest, had a sublime race from P8 to P1 in just 8 laps, and then sets the fastest lap of the race. With Aussie Rizzy Rick, he's now starting to really worry Schmidt. He's now starting to gain. Oh, was that contact? I believe it was. Doesn't appear to be any damage. Doesn't seem to have hampered his pace too much. It will come down to the final few corners. Dougie just needs to be clean and smooth. But Schmidt, he'll have the DRS, he'll have the slipstream. If he gets a good run through Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel, he's in with a shot. Through Cop's corner, now into Maggots and Beckett's. It's all down to this run through this section. Oh no, that is game, set, match. A poor run out of Chapel, there is no way he's gaining first back from that, unless of course Dougie makes a mistake, and I don't think he will. And now into the chicane. He's done a Hamilton. An absolute clean sweep. Wins the feature race. Fastest lap in both races, and wins the sprint race here at Silverstone. Rizzy Rick will finish second after the penalties. Schmidt will be P3. Toadster, P4. Hootermagic, P5. Crofted, P6. Breno. And, oh my word! What on earth happened there? Safety car will finish P8. That'll be one solitary point for him. Also quite a nice drive. Up 5 positions from last to 8. Good recovery. Phil just fell like a stone in water. Will finish in 9th. Unlucky for him. Conehouse P10. He uses this view? Really? I haven't seen many people use that view before. Anyway. Same. Win-win. Fastest lap. Dougie Falcons dominating here at Silverstone. And a superb drive in the sprint race. From P8 to P1 in just, I believe it was 8 laps. 8 completed laps. A superb drive. So, Dougie Falcons will win only just by 1 second and will claim fastest lap. 17 points. Oh my word, he's absolutely dominated. Aussie Rizzy Rick second, Schmidt third, Toddster fourth, Hootsmagic fifth, Crofted sixth, Breno seventh, safety car eighth, a good recovery drive from him, Phil ninth, Conehouse 10th, Very Lazy Taupie 11, Papa GP 12th, and Semi Pro will round out the top 13. It's been a fairly good weekend. It wasn't as spectacular as France. It was sort of, I'd say 60 or so percent of what France was. There was battles all over the place, but they weren't quite fighting each other, like side by side, knocking wheels sort of action that it was in France. And Silverstone is a bit like that. There's not many slow sections where cars can really close up on each other. It's a very, very high-speed circuit, except for, of course, turn 3 and turn 4, the 2 hairpins in the first sector. Oh, but that has been it here at Silverstone. Very, very nice race. And I've hoped everyone watching has enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week for the Green League Championship at Mexico City. Hopefully it should be a good one.